Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about American politics, and I want to explore the fantastic, crystal clear explanation of the modern Republican Party that exists within John Chew's, Cynthia Erivo's, Ariana Grande's, Bowen Yang's excellent 2024 Wicked, the film, the musical, okay? And the reason why is I believe that the primary function of 2024 Wicked is not to make money, is not to entertain, but to explain American politics to Americans, right? And so let's go through it. So let me give you the elevator pitch on how Wicked explains Democrats, because it is the most brilliant description of Democrats I've ever heard. So Galinda meets Elphaba, and Elphaba is green, and she's startled and she's frightened, the way everybody's startled and frightened to see Elphaba because she's green, which is a color that no one has ever seen on a person before, right? And so Galinda says, "Hey, I'm gonna study sorcery here at Chiz, and I'm gonna fix your problem of your green skin," right? And then all the students and all the teachers, most of the teachers, clap for Galinda, right? And then Elphaba says, "So you are offering me, a person you don't know, you're offering to help me, a person you don't know, with powers you don't have, and everyone is impressed." That is the best description of the Democrat Party today. Offering to help people they don't know, with powers they don't have, and everybody's impressed, right? Like, and the mass media is impressed, right? And applaud for nothing, right? Like, if that's not a better description, Joe Biden's like, "I'm going to pay off your school loans." Didn't pay off anybody's loan, right? Didn't help at all, right? Whole bunch, and everybody's like, "Oh, hey, wait until you see all the great things that the Democrat Party's going to do for you." Oh, we did nothing, and we cracked the American dream in half and put us into World War III. Like, there you go. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. But let's look at Elphaba as the picture of Republicans today. This is extremely important, right? So where are you going to get a true definition of the Republican Party today? Well, first of all, you're not going to find it in any book. You're not going to find it in any on any news source, right? They'll nothing but fiction on news today, right? But where will you find the truth? Hollywood will give you the truth, and boy, did they. Elphaba is the perfect description of the Republican Party today. So let's talk about this. Okay, so Elphaba arrives at Shiz, and she already is powerful. And this is important. Okay? The Republican Party was very powerful before Trump arrived, okay? We need to understand this. Why? Because of their playbook, right? What is the Republican playbook? Well, at the core, what is Republican playbook? Lower taxes, frugal spending, and preserve tradition. That's it, right? Now, what does that do? Well, it puts 2 cars in every driveway, makes sure everybody can buy a house, and it makes sure people can have kids, period. That's what it does. It's what it does. It's that simple, okay? All right. And it makes people wealthy. That's really what it does. Now, what does the Democrat Party do? It gestures at helping marginalized groups, right? And now, to be clear, I voted for Obama twice, and Obama becoming president was more than a gesture. It genuinely made it real. When a group who is marginalized, when a mother from a group who are marginalized says to her daughter or her son, "You can be president one day," before Obama, that was a lie. It had never happened. It was just a lie, right? But with Obama, that became real, right? Now, the reality is that's something real that they did, right? But I think generally there's more at the 51%. Yeah, that's a good point. I think 49% of all actions that are that Democrats take are actually helpful to marginalized groups. 51% of actions actively destroy American society. I just don't see any way to avoid saying that after Biden. Like, Biden, you couldn't buy eggs, you couldn't buy milk, like, let alone cars and houses, right? Like, people were genuinely could not buy eggs. That's how bad it got. We went directly into World War III quickly There was fire all over the earth. It was horrible. There was rising crime, rising inflation, and rising fear. And it was abominable. It was absolutely terrible, right? So, okay, let's keep moving here. All right. So Elphaba arrives at Shiz already able to cast, okay? But she can't control it, and she doesn't know why it works, right? Then she starts studying with Madame Morrible, okay? But Madame Morrible says, okay, I want you to levitate the coin, right? So how does Elphaba's power work? And this is extremely important. This is the truth that Hollywood is giving us. Republicans' power is fueled by anger. Okay? So Madame Morrible says to Elphaba, she says the following. She says, eyes closed, toes clenched, levitate the coin. Doesn't work, right? And then Elphaba gets angry, right? She starts talking about all the problems she has at Shiz, how she's an outsider, how she is mocked, how she is not given the right to speak. All that's true for Republicans. Every Republican is a nerdy pocket protector reader, right? And they're like, and the world just bats them down, treats them like scum, and and there's a lot of reasons why they're ignored, right? And they are ignored, right? But then Elphaba gets angry, and she's not only is she able to levitate the coin, she picks the coin up and smashes it through a window. That's January 6th, right? Just something real happening, right? And that happening coming from the anger of Donald Trump and the anger of Republicans, right? Like, Republican power is fueled by anger. That's just, and you have to understand this, right? And the reason why is it will help you to understand everything that happens for the next 4 years, right? Everything that's going to happen in the next 4 years comes from anger at what happened in the last 4 years, right? Country was flooded by people who don't have the documentation to be here, right? Now, I'm not saying this should be the way it is. I don't believe it. I don't have any problems with immigrants, right? Like, actually, I love immigrants. I think this is a nation of immigrants. If you're going to take dramatic, dynamic steps to get into America, I'm here for you, man, because I know it. I love this country, and honestly, I think if I was born in some other country, I would have made my way here and done just about anything to get here, right? So if you're an immigrant, I love you. I hope you make it in. And frankly, I'm not too worried about whatever process you use to get here, right? Like, I get it, right? Like, I get it, right? I'm incredibly fortunate that I was born here, right? Okay. So, but the Republicans, they were pissed. They were like, hey, you ain't got the papers to be here. It made them angry. And a lot of what you're about to see is going to come from that anger, right? And then also what happened with Putin. Putin threatened Joe Biden, in his cowardice, allowed Putin to threaten America. You're going to see all kinds of use of force at the national and international level by the president, right? Because of his anger over that, right? Everything that you're going to see coming out of the Republican Party over the next 4 years is all anger based. It's all anger based. I'm telling you, right? Get ready for it. And Wicked explains Elphaba represents Republicans perfectly, right? And then and understand that her power comes from anger, which is a Hollywood truth, that Hollywood is declaring about Republicans, that their power comes from anger. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic, please consider subscribing and have a fetch millennium.